Deaf people face many challenges in life, including discrimination in the workplace. 29-year-old Lin Pei-shan has not only had trouble finding work, but also in pursuing her love of dancing. But with big dreams and the support of her family, she's overcome the odds to become a professional dancer. Today, she not only runs her own dance studio, but has a part-time job where she's a prized employee. We meet her today in our Sunday special report.
For most who work in the food and beverage industry, getting good at the job means learning to keep their eyes open and ears attentive. But it's not so simple for this tall, long-haired woman who happens to be deaf.
I work at a barbecue restaurant, but I'm also the assistant director of a dance troupe, where I'm responsible for teaching others to dance.
Every morning when the restaurant closes, Lin packs up her dance clothes, throws on her backpack, and heads for the dance studio. Her studio is hidden away on the third floor of an old building in New Taipei City's Sanchong district. This small 15-ping space is where Lin's dreams take flight. Both of Lin's parents hear normally. They remember the challenge of teaching their daughter to speak when she was little. Adults speaking to her would need to repeat themselves countless times.
I wanted to teach her to call me Mama, and I tried thousands of times before she could. Other people may hear this and think it's no big deal, but for me, it's truly a painful memory. I always felt like a crazy person repeating myself endlessly.
We all need
to be aware. When you have this type of child, you need to teach them to be an independent member of society. Only then can we stop worrying about what our child will do when we get old and stop worrying about the future.
As a parent of a child with a disability, Lin's father feels that he has no time to waste. He and his wife quickly got over their own pain and got to work. After seeing her older sister study dance, Lin herself started lessons in kindergarten. However, being unable to hear her teacher, Lin made little progress. Through those early moments of frustration, her mother was by her side to support her.
I've been deaf since I was young. I attended a dance class with people who could hear, but the rhythm of their music was too light. To be frank, I often could not get a feel for the rhythm.
At the time, I couldn't think of a solution. We turned up the music, but she didn't know where to start. Later, I told her, why don't you just feel the vibrations? And I told her when to start counting the beats.
She took her mother's advice, using the vibrations on the floor to identify the rhythm of the music. That turned out to be the secret to learning the art form. But as she could only count the beats in her head, it took her 3 to 4 times longer to learn a routine compared to dancers who could hear the music.
If I made any mistakes, I'd have to start over from the beginning. It was non-stop practice, each time starting over from the beginning.
Today, Lin is a professional dancer who has the self-assurance of one who knows her own goals.
I've discovered that in the process of learning dance, I also learned how to reflect upon myself, to see my own mistakes and to rectify them. I do not want to be stuck forever, not making headway.
她姐姐那一次也有参加比赛，姐姐她是特优，然后她是第1名。
Looking back on her daughter's accomplishments, Xu Xiuyan is beaming with pride. Every dance prize and certificate is a token of affirmation, but due to the limited income that comes from dance performances and teaching, Lin must take up a steady job to pay her expenses and keep the dance troupe going. At 2 p.m., she heads off to work, driving through the pouring rain from Sanchong to Zhongli. Altogether, it's a half-hour drive before she arrives at the restaurant. Because she is responsible for opening the restaurant, Lin always clocks in before other staff arrive. Her workday starts with preparing ingredients and cleaning the outdoor tables. At least 30 minutes before the restaurant opens, she must prepare the charcoal. As the red charcoal burns and smoke arises, Lin can barely keep her eyes open. In the midst of summer, the heat is especially unbearable. Yet Lin has kept at this job for 5 years already.
I don't just burn the coal, I also have to move it. Especially when there are lots of customers. When their charcoal gets used up, I help them replace it.
She's my star worker. In no way is she a burden. She's more dedicated than most people, and she values the job more. For example, adding charcoal, burning charcoal, sitting customers, she can do all of it. She's fully capable.
Before getting this job at the restaurant, Lin experienced all manner of workplace discrimination.
I went looking for work with my friend and I told the employers, "Sorry, I'm deaf, but can I work here?" The employers would say, "It's not possible. Our factory has machines that could be a danger to you." Or they would say, "This job requires you to communicate with people. Since you can't hear, you're basically unsuitable for the job." I feel that it's really not easy for deaf people to find work.
Because finding work is not easy for Lin, her restaurant job has become that much more important to her. At work, she is cautious and conscientious, and outside of work, she pursues her childhood dream of dancing. Lin runs the troupe with her sister. A dream they both share is helping deaf people discover dance.
In the past, I studied dance together with people who could hear, but I encountered many obstacles. Now that I'm older and I have the ability to do so, I want to train others who are deaf like me and help them enjoy the study of dance.
She wants to show them that even without the ability to hear, life can be full of music.
I feel that life keeps going. It's like a Ferris wheel. It turns and turns, and when opportunity appears, you need to be ready.
Life is full of setbacks, but it goes on and on. On the dance stage, Lin shows it's possible to rise above challenges by the power of endurance and grace.